All right, happy Tuesday. Remember, tomorrow is an all virtual day for everybody. You guys at home really doesn't make much of a difference. We are going to learn something new. So, I don't know, maybe these guys here, I'll go over it with them toward the end of the day, just in case. But you guys at home, just follow the video and you'll get it. So, we are going to follow. Notice that when I did this, I didn't put any particular set here. Um, just go through your problem and start off with distribute and then combine like terms, then get rid of the extra variable, abstract, multiply, divide. Uh, More than likely, you're going to see there isn't an extra number on this side, so you're not going to be able to have an extra variable. There's no variable on that side. And I know that there's not a number on the outside of the parentheses, so I know I'm not going to have to combine like terms. Let's start off with, go ahead and distribute. Put the 1 right there. So negative 6 times 2 is 12. I almost put a plus there. Don't need that. Is 12. And negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, and they have an x together. Bring everything else down. Draw your line down your operation, your symbol here. So I distributed. Can I combine like terms? No, it's a 12 and a negative 6x. That has an x, that doesn't. There's nothing over here to combine, so I skip it. Is there an extra variable? There's one variable, but no variable over here, so I skip it. And get rid of what's added or subtracted. Well, this negative 6 is attached to the x. That's 6 times x, so we deal with the 12. It is a plus 12, so we subtract 12 from both sides of the equation. Our opposite operations are gone. Make sure we put our symbol down. Our negative 6x comes down. And 54 minus 12 to 42. And our very last step is to multiply or divide, and we are going to divide by negative 6. And since we divided by a negative number, that's the number on the bottom, not the top, we are going to flip our sign. Our opposite operations are gone. We're left with x, and 42 divided by negative 6 is negative 7. And note the reason that we did that is because 42 ends up being a positive, comes to a negative, and this negative becomes a positive. That's the reason why we have to flip the sign. We have to chase them. So we distributed, no combined like terms, no extra variable. We added, we subtracted, and then multiply or divide. Just those steps. So we have this symbol with no equals. Therefore, it's not equal to it. We're not going to use it. So we have to put a circle around it because we're not using it. This is the small side and the big side. And how do we know that? Because there's one dot here that's smaller than 2 dots. 1 is smaller than 2. All right? So our greater side is facing the x. Our greater numbers are to the right. Greater numbers to the right. Number 2. Or 1 right here if you want to. 5 times 1n is 5n. 5 times negative 8. Negative 40. Our symbol. And negative 20. Bring all that down. Put our line. No combined like terms. We can't combine over here. We cannot combine over here. No extra variable over here. We skipped that step too. We skipped those 2 steps. What's added or subtracted? The 5 is attached to the n, so it's that minus 40. So we're going to add 40. Opposite operation is gone. We're left with 5n is greater than or equal to. Negative 20 plus 40 is 20. And our final step is that division part. We're going to divide by the number in front of the variable, which is 5. Our opposite operations are gone. We're left with n. We do not need to flip the sign because the 5s on the bottom are not negative. 20 divided by 5 is 4. We have an equals, so we need to use 4, so we put a dot on 4 because we're using it. The greater side, if we see that, 2 is greater than 1. That's 2 dots, 1 dot. The greater side is facing the n. Therefore, we use the greater numbers, which are to the right. 11 and 1. This one's harder because negative 2 and negative 10. The other one, the first one was, but we have 11 and 1. 11 is greater than 1. Just remember your greater numbers to the right. All right. Is there any distribute here? Can I distribute? No. So I skip it. Can I combine like terms on this side? No. Can I combine like terms on this side? No. I skip it. Is there an extra variable? There's no variable on this side. I skip it. What I would do at this point if I don't have distribute is I would rewrite the problem. Just because I'm not going to write underneath it, it kind of will slam into your number line. So no distribute, no combine like terms, no extra variable. So I'm going to do add subtract. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides of the equation. I just do all my steps. If they're not there, I just skip it. Negative 65 minus 10 is negative 75. And my final one is to go ahead and divide by the number in front of the variable, which is 5. My opposite operations are gone. I have R. I am not going to flip the sign because the 5s are not negative. That 75 does not matter. That does not make me flip signs. Does not make me flip signs. It's the bottom numbers, and they're positive. Negative 75 divided by 5 is negative 15. And why do you ask that? Well, that's negative. Well, yes, 75 is negative, but what's the answer? Negative. It didn't change. If this would have been a negative 5 down here, that negative 75 would have turned into a positive 15. That's why we flip. But in this particular case, that bottom number on both sides is not a negative, so we don't switch it. All right, there's the equal sign. We are using 15, so we're going to put a dot on 15. The less side, right there, the 1, that's 2 over there, 2 dots. The less side is facing the variable. The less numbers are to the left. Less left. They both start with L. Less left. Really big right. I don't know, because right doesn't. Bigger, greater doesn't start with an R. Okay? Shall I do one more? Chris, you want to help me on this one? Can I distribute? No. So what I'm going to do automatically if I can't distribute or combine like terms, and I can't combine like terms or distribute, is I'm going to rewrite the problem. And the reason for that is because I can draw circles around combine like terms or draw the arrows for distribute. But since I can't do that, I don't want to write numbers underneath because I'll collide. So I just changed it over. By the way, no extra variable. So added, subtracted, you want to take a gander at which one's added, subtracted to the variable? Yes, you want a plus 7. Very good. Add 7. Those are gone, right? We'll up that negative 5x. And we have that less than symbol. And 73 plus 7 is 80. We're going to go ahead and our last step is to divide off of there. Look, we just did a negative number on the bottom. So the very first thing I want to do is flip that sign. Our opposite operations are gone. We're left with x. And 80 divided by negative 5 is negative 16. No equals, so no negative 16, so I put a circle around it because I'm not using it, not touching it. The less side is facing the x, I go to the left. All right, there you go. Enjoy. Have a great day.